afraid and everything when you came down?
Well, not exactly. You see, actually, Tim is the only one who knows that I'm down here.
How come?
Well, your uncle
thought it'd be best to keep it a secret.
Why? After all, Uncle Exidius, it's just...
I think you'd better get in the habit of calling me Uncle Martin.
You gone Earth? You ashamed you're a Martian?
No. No, of course not. It's just that most Earthmen don't accept interplanetary visitors that readily. That's why, as long as you're down here, you will have to behave and dress like an Earthling. In fact, I think we should shorten your name to Andy.
Andy? Yuck! Not a Venusian's chance. My name's Andromeda, and I'm not wearing any Earthling's clothes.
You are going to have to put those clothes on.
He's only got one antenna.
He lost his baby antenna. So far, only one of his adult antenna has grown in. Andy, you come back here this instant. Oh, no, you don't. Now, you're not getting out of this room until you do as I say.
You've got to catch me first.
There he is.
There he is. I'll get him.
Don't waste your time, Jack. You will never catch him that way. Oh, there you are. Andy, put down that chin.
Listen, Andy. You do just as your uncle said. Now you let go. Oh, I'm sorry. Huh?
If you want to be of help, don't help. Just do one thing for me. What's that?
What's that?
Your left foot, you're standing on my hand.
Oh, sorry.
Here, let me help you out.
Here, let me help you out. Uncle Martin!
You can't make me wear those clothes and change my name. I won't do it. I won't.
Andy, you pop right back on.
I won't.
Oh, stop. Stop.
I won't. Yoo-hoo, Martin, damn, it's me, Laurelie.
Okay, Tim, how do you get in the bedroom? Quick, let me right with you, Orly.
I won't do it. You can't make me. I won't do it.
Moving quickly, moving.
Hey, goodness gracious, what's going on out here? All that noise.
Oh, noise.
We're moving furniture.
We're moving furniture.
Out of the apartment with the rest of your belongings, I hope. Brennan.
Brennan.
His ability to make quick, positive identifications is fantastic.
Well,
Well, everything seems to be where it always was.
yes. Well,
We changed it.
we changed it.
And then we changed it
And
back.
then we changed it back.
But simply moving some furniture around should make one's face such a mask of guilt.
Oh, now, Dale, what should Tim feel guilty about?
Exactly what I'd like to know. As Shakespeare said, the thief doth fear each bush and officer.
I believe that quote began, "Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind, Brennan."
Oh, well, now, whom do we have here?
Well, good afternoon, Laurie. This is my nephew, Andy. Andy, this is Mrs. Brown and Detective Brennan.
It's nice to meet you, Andy. The name's Andromeda. Andromeda.
Oh, nickname.
Where
Brown.
are you from, son?
Mars. Mars?
Mars.
Mars. Ohio.
Not too many people know about it.
Not too many people know about.
Andy's very proud of his hometown, and he thinks it's better known than it really is.
Of course he is. I'd be too if I knew where it was.
Now, what about his mother and father?
Oh, they're up there. Up there? Oh, the poor child. Well, we'll make sure that you have a real good home right away, won't we?
Now, just a moment, Laurie. I'm not at all sure the O'Haras can provide the proper parental background for the boy.
Why, Bill, how can you say a thing like that?
No, it's easy.
Oh, it's easy. We have a big mouth.
As a law enforcement officer, O'Hara, I have a duty to the community at large, including waifs, orphans, and foundlings.
I'm not a waif or an orphan, and I'm not lost, so I can't be a foundling. I'm a Martian from the planet Mars. Just watch me if you don't believe me.
Did you hear that, Laurie?
O'Hara's already infected the lad with that lunatic imagination.
Oh, Bill, he's just playing. I am not. Just look at me disappear.
I'm sorry, Laurie, but I feel it is my duty to call in a social worker.
You
do no such thing, Bill Brennan.
But Lorelei.
Martin and Tim have every right to raise their own kin. And besides, I'll be right here every minute to help them.
Oh, Lorelei, maybe we won't need you every minute.
Well, I suppose there isn't too much harm in trying it. But the moment I find that boy isn't getting the proper food, keeping good hours, going to school, I'm calling in the social services. Shall we go, Lorelei?
I'm sure you'll be a real little angel.
Now, Andy, plowing isn't going to help. I realize it's difficult for you to understand, but you're just going to have to trust your Uncle Martin.
Sure. You like school, Andy?
You like
It's a
school,
lot of
Andy.
fun.
It's a lot of
You
fun.
just have to take my word
You
for
just
it.
have to take my word for it.
I've already graduated magna cum laude from 4 universities.
Well,
A little extra education.
little extra education never hurt anyone.
Andy, believe me, I'm just as proud of being a Martian as you are. But this isn't the right time to tell anybody. And until that right time comes, you are just going to have to cooperate. Now, what do you say?
Well, if you say so. Okay.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, Andy.
Good night. And don't worry. I'll do whatever you say.
Back.
He couldn't be
Oh, he couldn't be better. Look, he's all involved. When I left the school, you should see the happier or more cooperative child in the classroom. He's like a ray of sunshine.
As the Arabs used to say, too much sunshine can turn a garden into a desert.
Aren't you being
Just a little bit mistrustful of your own nephew's integrity?
Children the universe over can rationalize away any promise they make by simply standing on a crack and saying it doesn't count, or hundreds of other ways. I just want to check and make sure. I'm getting some sort of interference.
Well,
Tell me the old,
don't tell me the old
mind reader slipping.
mind reader slipping.
Well, he's using some newly developed technique that I can't cope with.
Well, it just goes to show you how much you missed when you're gone for a couple of years. Now, what are you looking for?
Spacesuit. You check the bedroom while I look around out here.
No, it's not in there.
Not in here.
No, it's not in
There's
there.
no place it can be.
You mean he wore it to school?
Realize you're new in this school, Andy, but you can't wear your play clothes to class.
They're not my play clothes. They're my regular clothes. Back home, I wear them all the time.
Well, how your parents let you dress around the house is their concern. But here, you'll have to dress just like all the other children.
But I'm not one of the other children. I'm a Martian.
Class, children, now settle down. Now, Andy, I'm not one to stifle a fertile imagination, but there is a time and place.
That's what my uncle said. But he's ashamed to admit he's a Martian, and I'm not.
Shh. Class.
Okay, you're all so smart. I'll prove it to you. Don't believe I'm a Martian, huh?
Andy.
You think that's something? Watch me rearrange the molecular structure of that desk. He is a Martian! You bet I am. I can even disappear. Hi, Uncle Exidius. It's an invasion! Run, children, run! Don't touch your shoes!
Look,
The old antenna and get
you
Andy
got
out
the old
here.
antenna and get Andy out of here. I'll take care of her.
Excellent suggestion.
Oh, no. Well, I'll just stand there.
Don't just stand there fiddling. Beat it.
They ran away. They were afraid of me.
I tried to warn you that this would happen, but you wouldn't listen.
Tell them to come back. Tell them we're friendly.
We know that we are, but I doubt if you can convince them of that right now. We'll meet you in the car, Tim.
Oh, Hera of the Daily Sun. They want this way. The teacher better take care of her. She's really shook up.
Oh, that's the old ball
Oh,
game.
that's the old ball game. Look. They just ran.
They got a place surrounded.
They got a place surrounded.
Yeah, and discovered my spaceship, eliminating our only means of escape.
Can we freeze them temporarily? While we grab the ship?
No, not until we know what steps Tim's government has taken to ensure our apprehension. We've got to get into the apartment and to the TV set so that I can monitor them.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
You can't
come
go out
on,
looking
you
like
can't
that.
go out looking
Nothing
like
you so
that.
full of holes, I have to send you
That
back
put
to Mars
yourself
to
full of
lose
holes,
your
now
notebook.
to send you back with a spiral note.
I'm afraid not.
Oh, come on, can you disappear?
You two slip into the house while I distract them.
Andy, come on.
Hey, bet you can't catch me. Nah, 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 nah.
Open the store thing.
Hey, open up, will ya?
Two years. I still can't get used to it.
I don't know how good a reception I'll get with only one antenna, but here goes. We'll try the Air Force bases first. They're putting everything up that can fly. I'm afraid that eliminates an aerial escape. Let's see what they're doing with the ground forces.
I'm sorry, Uncle Uncle Martin.
I'm afraid we've passed the name calling stage now, Andy.
Well, you can say that again.
You can say
I'm
that
afraid
again.
we've had it this
I'm afraid
time.
we've had it this time.
Tim, that's it. Time, the one barrier we can escape through. By setting the dial to the time machine just before Andy left for school, all this will never
All
happen.
this would have never happened.
One false move and I'd appreciate it, O'Hara. Or should I say Martian?
Bill Brennan, you put that gun down this instant. You know children shouldn't be exposed to violence.
Laurel, for goodness sake, that child is a Martian, and so is O'Hara. Or whatever his Martian name is.
Exigius 12 and a half.
Oh, Martians. What difference does it make as long as they're decent, respectable people?
They've probably come down here to take over our world.
In the state of
In the state of Tim, who'd want it?
I'll get to you later, Benedict O'Hara. What is that thing you're holding?
Believe it or not, Brennan, it is a time machine.
You mean a time bomb? Hand it over and make it fast. Get out of here, Laurel, before it blows up.
Oh, Bill, don't be silly. Martin wouldn't blow anything up. He's too orderly a person.
O'Hara, hand me that bomb or I'll fire.
Oh, you'll do no such thing, Bill Brennan.
Mr. Brown, thank you very much. We'll talk to you later. Come on, you did it. We're back in time.
That reminds me, you better hurry, or you're going to be late for your first day at school.
I think I'd better leave this here at home, Uncle Martin. With all due respect, Cousin Tim, your people here are very insecure. Gosh, Uncle Martin, home and places and people we know seem so far away.
True, Andy. But that's only because what we see up there is familiar to us. To people on Earth, the night sky is strange and mysterious. And most Earthlings fear anything or anybody that appears strange and different from themselves. And they don't even have to be
And they don't even have to be from another planet either.
When will the time come when we can tell them we're Martians?
I'm afraid even our most advanced computers couldn't pinpoint the exact date, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Time for bed.
Okay. Good night, Uncle Martin. Cousin Tim.
Good night, Andy.
Good night, Andy. Well, I guess Andy learned one lesson here on Earth.
His first, but he's got many more to learn. In the interim, let's hope we don't all